you're going to see different, it's loading. Why is it taking so long? Let me refresh that page. And let me open a substitute page to be sure that it goes well. Okay, so if you click on this create sign now, let's see. Okay, let's be a bit patient. Right, so if you click on this create sign now, we have awareness, we have traffic, we have engagement, we have leads, we have sales. Now, these are the different ad objectives that we have on Facebook, right? So please pay attention, please pay attention. Whatever you're doing is not as important as this class right now. Please pay attention because this is the key to most very, very successful Facebook ads, right? If you understand this part of running Facebook ads, I can say that you have already gained more than what you paid for in this class. If you understand only this part, right? This is amazing, right? So quickly, let us go through this. So we have awareness, we have traffic, we have engagement, we have leads, we have app promotion, and we have sales. Now, these are the different ad objectives that you can use to run ads. Now, all these ad objectives give you different kinds of results. Now, depending on the ad objective you choose, it depends on the kind of people you are most likely to attract, right? So the ad objectives gives you the people that you are most likely to attract. So the first one is the awareness ad objective. Now, this awareness ad objective is only good for things like brand awareness, right? And brand awareness, where you are not really expecting a call to action, or you're not really expecting any form of call to action, any form of engagement, any form of interaction, any form of sales. So take, for example, a brand just want people to know their name. They just want to remain, they just want to make their picture, allow people remember them and all this kind of stuff. Then it is good. Brand awareness is good for that. So if you just want to get a lot of awareness, it is very, very good for that. So let's say a company like MTN, Pepsi, Coke, they just want, so they're not necessarily looking for people that would engage and buy the products on the internet, but then they're just looking to get their word out and more people to know about them, right? So it's not a very good kind of ad objective for people that are actually trying to make sales, right? That's the first one. The second ad objective is the traffic. Most people, those days when we started Facebook ad and we were getting used to what was possible with Facebook ad, one of the major ad objective we used then was this traffic. There was a lot that we could do with traffic, right? But now, so what does the traffic ad do? The traffic ad is an ad you use to send people from Facebook to a different destination, right? So if you're trying to take people from Facebook to your website, you're trying to take people from Facebook to your WhatsApp, you're trying to take people from, but it does all this, but it is not as effective as the sales campaign, this one now, right? So both of them do almost the same thing. This one looks for people that are most likely to click or view your landing page. This one looks for people that are most likely to buy. So which makes the sales ad objective more costly than the traffic ad objective, but far, far more effective than the traffic ad objective, right? So the traffic ad objective is good when you just want plenty clicks, plenty people to click on the link. And it is also very good for retargeting. So let's say the people have already seen the product, they already know about the product. You just want to remind them because it is cheap. You rather use that than using sales, right? So, but if you are trying to make sales, you are trying to get people that are most likely to take valuable action on your website, your landing pages, and all this other stuff, then the sales ad objective is the best ad objective for you, right? So the sales ad objective is amazing, and there's a whole lot you can do with it, right? The next one I'm going to be talking about is the engagement ad objective. Now, this engagement ad objective is amazing, and it is best used when you are trying to sell products directly to your WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger, or you're trying to get people to view a particular video, not necessarily you just want them to, you just want plenty video views. It works perfectly for that. It also works perfectly when you're trying to get post engagement. So you're trying to get likes, comments, and all this kind of stuff. Then this also could work very, very well for you, right? So that's what the engagement ad objectives do. So how many of us are still here? If you're still here, let me know that you're here. Go to the chat box. Let me know that you're following. So I'm trying to explain the different ad objectives that we have on Facebook, right? The different ad objectives that we have on Facebook. Okay, if you're all right. So from time to time, I don't want you to sleep off, or I don't want you to so if you are following me, how I know that you are still in class is how quick you type, right? How quick you type when I ask if you are still here, if you are telling me to write on all those kind of stuff. That's how I know that you're still in class, because you are mute. There's a tendency of something taking away your attention, or something dragging your attention, or you sleeping off self, right? Okay, so that's how I know that we are still here. Or should we do this? Should we make sure that all our classes, we get everybody to on their video? Okay. All right. So I think the chat will be enough. Just from time to time, go to the chat box. When I asked, I know that you are still here with me. You can write on. All right. So let's continue. Let's continue. All right. So as I said, we have the awareness, we have the traffic, we have the engagement, we have the sales, we have the leads. So I'm trying to explain them one after the other. So for those of you that are just coming, the awareness campaign is used for brand awareness, right? When you want to do big campaigns to reach out to a lot of people, and you might not necessarily want to sell directly, right? You just want them to be aware. The traffic is very good when you're trying to drive traffic out of Facebook, but you don't have a Facebook pixel installed in the location you're trying to drive them to, right? The traffic is very good, but the sales is better than traffic, right? So it's better you only use the traffic when you are trying to do retargeting of stuff, because the sales will give you more result than the traffic. Now I'm talking about the engagement. The engagement is a very amazing type of ad when you're trying to sell directly to WhatsApp, right? If you're trying to sell directly to WhatsApp, or you want video views, or you want post engagement, you can use the engagement ad objectives. Now, the next one is the leads ad objective. So the leads ad objective, we used to call it the lead generation ad objective, but recently they've changed it to the leads ad objective. Now, the lead generation ad objective is amazing, and it can be used when you want people to fill a form on Facebook, an instant form. However, it has a very big downside. And the downside of the lead generation ad objective is that it is autofill most times. It is autofill most times. What I mean by autofill is that a form comes out and they tell you to fill that most of the people that fill the form, they fill the form with the information they already used to open Facebook. Now, the problem with that is that some people, the phone number, the emails they used when they were, as at the time they were opening Facebook, they do not use them anymore. So when people give you those kind of contact details, when you're trying to filter the contact details to reach out to them, you might find out that it might be only 20% to 30% of the contact details you collected that are actually still working. That's one of the big downside of the leads ad objective, right? So another amazing ad objective is the sales ad objective. The app promotion is for just people that have apps and they need people to download the app, right? So if you want to run a Facebook ad campaign now from the ads manager, remember last week I showed you how to run from the ad center, but if you want to run a Facebook ad campaign from the ads manager, what is the best way to go about it? What is the best way to go about your Facebook ad campaign? Amazing. So one of the ways you can do, depending on what you're trying to sell, is you can either go with the engagement ad objective or the sales ad objective, right? The engagement or the sales. Those are two ways you can get to make a lot of sales and
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Am I breaking up or is your network? Please let me know if you can hear me.
No, I think it's his network.
Is his network, right?
Yes, you are clear and audible. I think it's his network.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Deborah. I like your voice. All right. Let's go. Okay, so let's go.
Please come again, sir. You either go with the engagement ad objective or and what?
Sales ad objective. I said engagement or sales. I said engagement or sales. All right. Let's go. So what I'm going to do now is yes. So I'm trying to show you how to set up the engagement ad objective, and I'm going to take it step by step. So let's go together. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to rename this. So always put in a name just to help you differentiate it from other ad campaigns, right? So just to help us differentiate it from other ad campaigns, I'm just going to put a name there. I'm going to call this Sell with Lex. Right?
Sorry, sir. Please, how did you get here? Please, my network is fluctuating.
I clicked on the engagement ad objective out of all the ad objectives we had there. Did you get that? Okay, so
yes, I got that.
Right. So once we put in the name on the first, we come here and we click on next. So when we click on next, it brings us to an interface like this. And then we get to decide what we want to happen, right? It's either we are sending them to messaging apps, right? Messaging apps, by messaging apps, I mean WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, right? Or we are sending them to a video if you want them to watch a video. So if you're looking for video views, you will use this one. If you're looking to make sales on your WhatsApp and your Instagram, you'll use this one. If you have a website or a landing page and you want people to engage on that, you use this one, right? If you want people to consume content or like your Facebook page, then you use this one, right? So those are the different ones you can do. Wow, somebody say I am a bit too fast. Okay, don't worry. Noted, I am going to slow down a bit. Okay, so as I was saying, you have all these different conversions you can optimize for. If you want to get messages, you want to make sales on WhatsApp, you can use this one. If you want to get people to watch your video, use this one. If you want people to visit your website, you use this one. Then if you want them to like your page, then you use this one, right? So for now, we are going to use the first one, which is we want to send people traffic to WhatsApp, right? So we're going to use that one. So if we scroll down now, when we scroll down, it's going to ask us what page we want to use to run the ad, right? What page do we want to use to run the ad? So if you click on this pencil sign, all the pages you have on that account will show up. All the different pages you have will show up. So you can get to choose which page you want to use, right? You can get to choose what page you want to use. Then after that, if you scroll down, If you scroll down to the next part, you are going to see, so there are so many other parts you don't have to do anything. So where you see this paid bid control, leave it, do not control the bidding. When you come down, the next part you need to do something is the budget. So we have two types of budget, right? We have the daily budget and we have the lifetime budget. Daily budget or lifetime budget. So what you get to do when it comes to the budget, you get to choose which of the budgets you want to use. Now, for a daily budget, you can put in as small as 3,000 naira per day, right? So I like to use the daily budget these days, right? This is because the daily budget, you put in a fixed amount and you run your ads on that amount every single day. But the lifetime budget has a start date and an end date. So, like for example, you can say from August, 1st of August to 31st of August, that's the lifespan of your ad. Then you're going to put in a fixed amount, maybe let's say like 120,000 naira as your budget throughout that period. So Facebook now helps you manage that money to cover that period. So instead of that, I prefer the daily budget because it's going to try to push out my ad as much as possible so that I can finish spending that amount of money that day, right? That way, I'm getting my ad seen by more people, right? So the next one, which is one of the very, very technical places, is audience, right? Audience. So the next one is audience. So when it comes to audience, remember, I already showed you that there is a way you can create an audience, right? I already showed you that there's a way you can create an audience or save an audience, right? So that same way you can create an audience or save an audience, that audience you created. So there are three types of audience. We have the custom audience, lookalike audience, and the saved audience, right? Any of the audience you have created, you can come to use save audience and all your audience will show up, right? All your audience will show up. So you can see this person has 3 audience and he named them beta targets. He named this other one CTBBB. Then he named this other one target money, right? So that same way, you can also save audiences and just use the audiences. But because we don't want to use a saved audience, we can either click on this button to create a new audience, or we're just going to scroll down to fill in this part, right? So if we fill this part now, we can now create our audience. Please, I want you guys to pay attention. Whenever I say pay attention, it is because I have noticed that maybe in that area, people make a lot of mistake, right? People make a lot of mistakes. So I want to call back your attention so that you look at it very, very well so that you don't make the same mistakes. All right. So when it comes to this audience, a lot of people make a lot of different mistakes, right? And I want to, so many of my clients, my students, come to me having some of these mistakes, and I want to be able to help you avoid them. Now, the first set of mistakes people make is when they are trying to target a physical location. So let's say you're trying to run an ad for a restaurant, a barbing salon, a fast food, whatever. But basically, you are trying to run an ad. You're trying to run an ad for a physical location. So let's say anything that has to do with that, the place is a physical location, then it is really, really, really not going to work that way. Are we still together? Are we still together?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go. So what you're going to do here now is to come up here. Okay, so what you're going to do right now is to come up here where you see the location. So where you see Nigeria, you're just going to click on that, cancel that. You're going to come here and click on, let's say, for example, Lagos. I'm just showing you, for example, now. If I say Lagos, it's going to show the different expression of Lagos. So I can just go ahead and click on Lagos, Nigeria. Right? Now, if I click on Lagos, Nigeria, some people feel like they are done targeting Lagos by just this. No. What you are going to what you need to pay attention for is the radius. You see this circle that is here. You need to pay attention to how broad this covers, right? You need to pay attention to that. So this is a 25 kilometers radius, right? And then if I increase it, I can see the specific places that it covers. Now, if I try to zoom this in, I know that this ad covers not just Lagos, it covers to even Shagamu, right? If that is not what I want, I have to be deliberate and reduce this radius, right? Or sometimes you have to make smaller targeting, then increase the circumference of the smaller targeting. Let me explain what I mean by that. What do I mean by creating? So instead of me targeting Lagos as a whole now, I would look for something that is an anchor point, maybe a renowned location as an anchor point, then check the radius that is actually covering, right? Check how the radius that is actually covering. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. If I remove this now, and I come here and say, so there's one Nigerian school of journalism. I like using it. All right.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Maybe your network. So there's this school of journalism, right? So if you see, I have targeted that school of journalism. Now, if you look at this place, it is a 1 kilometers radius, right? Which means that this ad would only cover within that school area. And that's in Ogba, right? It does not even get to Omole. So if I increase it from here, I can see where it covers now. Now it's covering the whole of Ikeja and extends to Ikorodu, right? So if I don't want this radius to increase too much, because now my ad does not get to Lekki. This is Lekki, this is Ekpe. This area is Lekki and Ekpe. So my ad is not getting to that place. So instead of going and say, I still want to increase this radius, I can just go ahead and type in Lekki now as another targeting entirely. So, and this is Lekki phase 1, the Lekki Peninsula, right? So you see, this now covers Lekki area, right? Or I can just put in this. Now, this is 10 kilometers radius. You can see this now. Now, I can now increase this one down. So what is my point in all this that I'm doing? Be very, very deliberate, especially for physical products. But if you are selling online, you are trying to get people to register for your program, buy your course, do anything, that one you can just allow it open and target the whole Nigeria, right? You can target Nigeria, target Ghana, target Canada. That's leaving it. But this, why I'm trying to insist on this is for people that are offering services for physical locations, right? So that's that with the location. When you're done with the location, the next thing you want to do is the age, right? So you can have a minimum age, but I advise that you don't have a age cap, don't have a maximum age. So you can have a minimum age, let's say it's for like 25 and above, that's fine. You can come in your gender. So if your product is for men, leave it to only men. If it is for women, leave it for only women. If it's for both, leave it at all. Now, if it is for women, don't say, let me leave it at all. Their husband will buy for them. They will not buy you. Be very, very deliberate and choose the very people you need to buy the product and service. Now, the next one is detailed targeting, right? So please pay attention. Now, this detailed targeting, you're going to be targeting people based on their demographics, behaviors, and interests. Demographics, behavior, and interest. Now, you're going to be reaching out to people that are most likely to take certain action and they are interested in so many different kinds of things, right? Now, take for example, here you can target, let's say, I can target people that are interested in selling online, people that are interested in selling, right? Then if I click on suggestion, it's going to show me a whole lot of stuff. People that are interested in affiliate marketing, people that are in internship. So that is what happens with detailed targeting. If you want to target CEOs, you can come here and say, I want to see only CEOs. So you can see CEOs, MDs, and you can target them for you, right? If you want to target music lovers, if you want to target, you can go ahead and target. So all that is done with this detailed targeting. Now, one of the things you can do with this detailed targeting to make it very, very effective is to niche down your ad, niche down the people you are looking for, right? To niche it down, which is further defining, is by going here and say, if you come here and say, so you can niche it down with any other criteria. One of the ones that most people like using to make their ad very effective is engaged shoppers. So what is engaged shoppers? Engaged shoppers is a behavioral category of people that have bought stuff online in recent times, right? So this means now, what I just did here now is that these are the category of people I targeted. And you have, for you to see this ad, you need to have one of these and you must also have this, right? So you're either interested in direct selling, entrepreneurship, and you must also be an engaged shopper, right? An engaged shopper is somebody that has bought stuff online recently, right? We're trying to get them to buy, so it only makes sense that we look for people that are used to the buying culture online. Right, so the next point is, wow. So how many of us are still here?
I'm here, Ezekiel.
Okay, amazing. Go to the chat
I'm
box.
here, Kenneth, sir.
Okay, tell me to write on.
I'm here,
Okay.
Kenneth.
Mr. Kenneth.
Sir.
Well done, sir. All
Okay,
right.
sir.
Yes, you
Thank
can.
you.
Yes, well done. Okay, let's write on. Okay, let's go. I just want to make sure that I'm carrying you guys along. I am sure that Deborah is here because she replies me fast. Olalekan Abraham.
We are all here.
Okay. If you are here, be close to your chat box. All right, let's go. So placement. So let's talk about placement. Now, there are two types of placement. We have the advantage placement and we have the manual placement. So what does this mean? Please pay attention. What does this mean? It means that your ad can show exactly where you want your ad to show, right? So if you come to manual placement and you try to work on it, you would see that you can decide where your ad shows. So if you want it to be a Facebook ad, you leave this one on. If you want to be an Instagram ad, you leave this one on. If you want it to show an audience network, you leave this one on. If you want Messenger, you leave this one on. Now, if you can off anyone you want to off if you like, right? Now, you can even go ahead and decide the kind of device that sees your ad. If you click on this part, edit device, you can decide that you don't want the ad to show on desktop, you want it to show on only mobile, right? It does not even stop there. If you scroll down a bit, after this placement, if you come here and click on more options, if you scroll down, you can decide the specific device and operating system that your ad shows on, right? If you come here now, you can make it an Android only ad. You can even make it an iOS only ad, right? Meaning that you can do an ad that only people with iPhones will see it, right? If you scroll down, you can decide if it's iPhones, iPods, and iPads, or you can even cancel. You don't want iPads, you don't want iPods, you only want iPhones, right? You can even come down and even decide the version of iPhone you want to see your ad, right? By the OS. So you can decide if you want the 2.0 OS, the 3.0 OS, the 4.0 OS, and the 4.1 OS, right? Or you can say you want from the lowest OS that should see your ad is the 4.0, and the highest OS to see your ad is the 4.0, right? Something like that. Or you can say from between 3.0 to 2. I mean, hope you are not lost. Hope we are not lost. How many of us know what the iOS means? And the version of the iOS? Huh?
Is an operating system for Apple or iPhones.
Exactly, exactly. So every phone you have has an operating system inside of it. So the Android phone has Android as the operating system. And even that Android also has Android versions, right? There's the different versions of Android. Now, the same way iOS also has versions, right? So the older phones like iPhone 6, iPhone 5, iPhone 4 use the older version of the iOS, and they can upgrade the version. The user can upgrade it to an extent, right? But there is a limit to what it can upgrade as the old phones too. But the latest phone always carry the latest versions, right? So you can even use something like that to, depending on what you're selling, right? Depending on what you think would work for you, you can use that to screen the ad, right? You can use that to screen the ad. So that way your ad is more, please, I'm in a class, I'll call you back. Can you hear me? Are we still together? My network was breaking. All right.
Yes, sir. You're back on now.
Okay, let's ride on. Let's ride on. Let's ride on. Okay. So that's that on the placement, right? So when you are done with your placement, carefully. So even on your Facebook, you can off the places you think that your ad will not work. Me, I like offing marketplace if I want to change it. I like offing things like Messenger inbox. I like leaving Instagram feed, Facebook feed, Facebook videos, Instagram Explore. I like all those ones to run. But all these Messenger ads, I don't like it. I feel like those are not really places people want to see any kind of ads. And so basically, you can test all this and see which works for you best, right? Okay. All right, let's go. So when you're done with placement, you're just going to click on next. Now to the main domain. Right. So now for running this kind of ads, there are two ways. So when you come here, this place where you see ad setup. So ad setup is where you choose the kind of ad you want to run on that platform. So it's either a single image or video, or it's a carousel, right? Single image or video or carousel, which one, whatever you want to run. So you're just going to come down here and click on add media. So once you click on add media, you can add the video you want to use, or the picture you want to use, or whatever you want to use to run the ad. Now, if you want to use an existing post, let's say you have already posted what you want to use as an ad on your page or your Instagram handle, all you have to do is come when you see create ad here, click on it, there's a drop down, then say use existing post. Use existing post, right? Then it's going to choose that for you. Then if you scroll down now, what you're going to see is to select post, right? Select post. So once you click on select post, it's going to show. So if you have posts on your Instagram, all your Instagram posts will show here. If you have on your Facebook, all will show here, right? So you can choose any of the posts as what you want to use, right? So I can just go ahead and click on this, for example. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to continue as the ad I want to run. So once I click on that, so everything deploys from the post, from the headline to the everything that is on that post deploys to the ad, right? And the good part of running this kind of ad is that whatever comments, likes, and views that you get would still be on the post on the page itself, right? So after you're done with that, you're just going to come straight down here and click on publish. Publish. You are done setting up your ad, right? You are done setting up your ad. So let me do a quick recap because of these late comers, right? Let me look for those people that are coming very, very late. This is not good, not good. Coming so late by this time, right? Okay, so a quick recap. We were talking about Facebook ad, right? I came to Ads Manager. So from Ads Manager, I looked at the different ad campaigns, right? We have so many different kinds of ad campaigns you can test, right? And I looked at the different ad campaigns and I said, one of the ones you can go for is the engagement ad campaign because you can use it to do a whole lot of different kind of stuff. And I quickly clicked on continue here and it opened up. Then I told you you're going to name the ad. So you're going to name it from here. When you finish naming it, you're going to come to next. Then you're going to choose what you want to do, right? So where you want to send people to. So if you want to send them to WhatsApp, so we choose this one, sending them to WhatsApp. Then you came down, we chose the page we want already to run the ads on. Then we came down and we decided the budget we wanted to use. Two types of budgets, lifetime budget and daily budget. Then we came down, then we talked about the targeting, right? The location, the age, the gender, the detailed targeting. Then we came down, we talked about the placement, which was where we just concluded talking about. So we say that there's a lot of things to do in placement, right? After you're done with placement, we just come down to where we select the ad, right? So if you wanted to use an existing post under this ad setup, you're just going to come here and click on, we're going to come here and click on existing post, right? So if you want to use the post that's already here, instead of clicking on existing post, you're just going to come here and click on, right? You're just going to come here now and click on add image, right? So if you click on add image, all the amazing images you have would come out on that page, right? Or if you wanted to click on, if you wanted to use an image, so either you can use an image or a video, right? You can use an image or a video, and you can use that to run your ad, right? Or I can just say images on the page or images on Instagram of that account, then you can get to do a whole different stuff with it. All right. All right, guys. So that is that in setting up the engagement ad campaign. Now, the engagement ad campaign, setting it up is very similar, very, very similar to other campaigns, right? Other ones. So let me quickly show you the sales campaign. It's almost the same. The only thing that changes is when you click on that button, it shows you up like this. All you just want to come down is click on this manual manual sales campaign. Then you click on continue, right? Once you come here, every other step is almost the same. You put in the name. Once you put in the name, you come to the next one. You put in you choose where you want to send them to website calls. Now, if you are not running so if you want to send them to WhatsApp, instead of leaving it up here, you bring it to this messaging apps here, right? Then you set up every other thing the same way, right? If you want to send them to WhatsApp, you off Messenger and Instagram so that the messages only come to WhatsApp, right? So that is that. The budget and every other stuff is the same. All right, that is that with Facebook ads. I want you guys to go watch the replay of this class and the last class, then watch the bonus I gave you, right? In that bonus, I explained more and more on specific areas in Facebook ads, right? So I explained different areas, specific areas within Facebook ads that you can get to use to do a whole lot of different stuff. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump to the next part of what we have to discuss, and which is our LinkedIn account. So some of you were not here when I said that if you have opened your LinkedIn account, go and drop a message on the group with your LinkedIn page, right? With your LinkedIn page. Go and drop the link to your LinkedIn page in the group. So let me check how many people have sent their own. I have Deborah. I have who's this? I have Deborah. I have. So if you have not sent yours, raise your hand. Who has not sent his own LinkedIn page? Okay, I have Mrs. Iabo. I have has okay. Raise your hand if you have not sent it to. Okay, I've seen Mr. Akin. Okay. Only one person is raising his hand, and that will be Mr. Ezekiel. Mr. Ezekiel, why? Were you not in the class?
Hello, sir.
Mr. Ezekiel.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth, go ahead.
Actually, I've opened a LinkedIn account, but I don't understand anything on the interface. I mean, how to use it, what to do. That's why I'm not able to send anything. I don't understand anything on the environment or the interface.
Okay,
Hello, sir.
all right. Anjani, you want to say something? Anjani Akimbode. Anjani Akin. Okay, maybe you are not in a place you can talk. All right, that's fine. Okay. Let me know if you are still here with me. We're going into LinkedIn, and I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of things in LinkedIn. A lot of amazing stuffs in LinkedIn I'm going to be talking about. All right, let's ride on. Okay, I want to see the person that has the most amazing LinkedIn profile among the people that I've sent. Let me open Mr. Akin's own. Okay. So please, if you are not close to a pen, a paper, a book, you want to get one now, because the things we're going to be talking about in this part, they are actionable stuff. I want you to know. I want you to know. I want you to be able to put them into practice, especially for those of us that are trying to look for jobs on LinkedIn. If you're trying to get a job on LinkedIn, you're trying to use LinkedIn to attract partnerships, you're trying to use it as an official, there is a lot of things you need to know about how to set up your LinkedIn account in a very amazing manner, right? There are a lot of things you need to know about how to set it up. Okay. Okay. Deborah, can you use WordPress very well? Do you have a portfolio of jobs that you have done with WordPress?
Yes, I can use WordPress, but although I don't have a portfolio, but I have samples of websites that
Send me a DM. Send me a DM later.
don't do.
Send me a DM later.
All
Okay. Please mute if you have other conversations going on in your background. All right, so we're going to be talking about LinkedIn now. And before we start this training, I want to be sure that every single person that is in this meeting is here. So I want you to go to the chat section. I'm going to keep telling you to do this because I want to see those that are really engaging, right? Go to the chat section, type I am here, type I am here, right on. Let me see how many people are here. Now, LinkedIn is an amazing place for every business person, every person that wants to attract the kind of people they need in their business, in their career. LinkedIn is one of the amazing places to be. Now, before I continue, let me tell you a story, some stories I've heard. Now, these stories I'm telling you, they are not third-party stories. They are stories that I got directly from the people I am actually either working with or people that are in my team, right? Amazing things have happened from LinkedIn. Now, I used to work with a company. I currently even consult for them, but I used to be a full-time staff with that company before, right? And at a point, I became like an online staff. I was not there 100%. But now I still work for them on contract. Like I still help them with some of their stuffs. Now, when I first got to that company, the director talked a lot about why LinkedIn was important. Now, one of my colleagues, now the job was there was a basic salary. The basic salary was not much, but there was a 12% commission on whatever sale you make, right? So if you make a sale, there's a basic salary, but apart from the basic salary, the business gives you 12% commission on your sale, right? It was an advertisement agency, right? Now, there was this lady just after we had a meeting on Monday, and they were telling us why we should optimize our LinkedIn, why our LinkedIn should speak for us, why we should take our LinkedIn seriously, why we should even have multiple LinkedIn accounts if possible, because we were steadily trying to use LinkedIn to attract clients, right? And the man was very, very intentional about that conversation. Now, after that day, everybody went to their offices. Do you know that that day, this lady started communicating with somebody on LinkedIn, and in less than 24 hours, in less than 24 hours, a lady that has never met her before, never seen her before, gave her a contract worth 13 million naira. Now, 13 million naira was the job, but after cost of production, logistics, and everything was removed, she had 9 million naira, which means that she made a 9 million naira sale on that deal, and she got 12% from the 9 million naira sale, a new staff, just by going on LinkedIn, optimizing the LinkedIn, and trying to see what LinkedIn can do for her. Now, it is amazing some of the things that are very, very possible on this platform, right? Now, before we go ahead, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that are very, very important you need to note. Some of you already did it. Some of you already have good LinkedIn accounts. Like this one I am on now. I am here because I think she has the best LinkedIn account among all of us. Let me check again. Has any other person sent? Okay, this is very nice too. Chioma, this is also nice. Let me check. Yes, this is amazing too. This is amazing too. Nah.
Check
Nah.
mine too.
Who's you? Who is yours? Who just spoke now?
Yeah.
Ah, your own is 0. Okay. So what are the things that we need to take note of, right, in our LinkedIn account? And I'm going to start from there, right? Number one is our profile picture. After you have opened the LinkedIn account, I'm not going to be going through how to open a LinkedIn account now, right? I'm not going to be going through how to open a LinkedIn account or how to do all those kind of stuff. Right? Are we still together, please? Are we together?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not
Yes,
going
we
to be
can hear you.
okay, so I'm not going to be going through how to open the LinkedIn account. Everybody can figure that out on their own, right? How to choose somebody came to me that he was having difficulty opening the LinkedIn account, that those animals that they say you should choose which one is facing upright. Now he does not know which of the animals is upright or the one that is upside down.
You're gone.
You said what? You said what? I didn't get you.
No, you were gone, but you are back now.
Okay. So he was saying that it does not know which. Sorry, it's actually the device I use. It's not here. I'm in a different location, so I'm using my phone, and a lot of calls are entering while we're in class. So it is the calls that are actually bringing the break. I'm sorry about that. I usually don't use my phone for meetings, but my device is not here. All right. So it was saying that what was I saying? That when you are trying to open your LinkedIn account, there's a place where they show animals and they are trying to ask you which of this is facing which is upright or stuff like that. That's where you always get stuck. Okay, so let's continue. So the first thing is your profile picture. This profile picture is not good enough, right? You need a profile picture that just in one sentence states what you do, right? If you're trying to you're trying to attract people. Now, this profile picture, the face is good, but the background is bad, right? Let me look for somebody that has an amazing profile picture. This would work, right? This would work as a very good profile picture. This could work as a good profile picture. But this is very, very okay, right? LinkedIn is business to business. We're trying to reach out to business owners. We're trying to reach out to other people that are doing business and all that kind of stuff, right? So you want to put yourself in that business frame, right? Especially if you are trying to attract those kind of people, right? So without a background, officially dressed, no need of too much smile, would work as a profile. Something as small as that, because people don't know you. So some people will say, the profile picture does not matter. They don't know you. There are other people they are seeing. So the smallest thing they see about you is something they can use to judge, right? That's the first. The second, apart from the profile picture, is the cover picture, right? So many people don't use a cover picture, right? But then if you have to use a cover picture, it could also help. So I could say this is a good cover picture, right? Writing your name and your role, like this Yabos cover picture is okay, right? It's okay. So you have a profile picture and you have a cover picture. Very, very intentional about that. Do not write it off, right? Be very, very intentional about that, right? The profile picture and the cover picture, they are very, very important parts to look at. Now, the next thing you're going to be looking at is the description under your name. You see, this description under your name is not just a description. It is actually a keyword position, right? It is actually a way to start. Now, this is why this is amazing, right? The good side of it is that from this description, you know that she can do a lot of things, right? You know that she's going to be somebody that if you get to hire her in this area, she would be able to do a few number of things, right? But the downside of it is she might not be a professional in all, right? So the downside of it is that you might feel like, she's writing so many things and we don't even know whether it's all that she's good at, right? But then she's actually already putting herself to optimize for this keyword. Some of us don't even have this introduction, right? We don't even have it. So you're just Iyabo Babalola. You're already giving yourself. So whenever they are searching for UI UX designer, product designer, WordPress web designer, you're not even struggling with anybody to rank, right? The recruitment experts are doing a lot, going to these websites to check for people from time to time. So if you do not put yourself out there, even if you apply and they go and check your page and it's not, so in one glance, getting to your profile, people should be able to know what you do, right? From your profile picture to your background, then to your write-up, then to the education and company here in one glance, right? So in one glance, I don't know what this guy does. In one glance, I don't know what this person does. In one glance, I don't know what she does. Is somebody learning something? Is somebody learning something? Is your attention still here?
Yes, yes.
All right. So that's the first part of the LinkedIn profile. So understanding that. Now, the next thing you need to note is that it is a keyword. Your job role is a keyword. So apart from putting it up here as your job role, put it in as many places as possible with sense, right? It's in as many places as possible with sense. So now if I come to this person, so I can see that she's open to work, she's a product designer, she has done all this stuff and all that. So you can see all these things, right? So you can see she has she's open to remote work, she can immediately and all this kind of stuff. So, but then what you can do in these job titles, the name of the keyword should still be there. That's the keyword of the positions you're trying to get jobs for. That's one. In this about, where you are talking about yourself, right? In this about, you can still put it in 2, 3, 4 places, right? Put in the job roles, 2, 3, 4 places, right? You can still put it in. If you scroll down to the experiences you have had, people check these things. Nobody wants to employ people that just fell from heaven. They have done nothing. They don't have any portfolio. They don't. It is very, very important that I like this because it is detailed. Like if I look at this now, from the experiences, I don't have any feeling that this person does not know anything about this stuff, right? So right from looking at it is I know what I am trying to attract. Please, I'm in a meeting. Okay, can you hear me? All right. Are we still together? I guess the network is flush.
Yes.
Some people are going out and coming back. Okay. Okay. Am I still breaking? Deborah, I said I'm breaking. Am I still breaking?
Yes, you are. You are.
It's better now.
Okay.
Previously, you were.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. So let's go. So right from
Hello,
there,
sir.
yes, right
Hello,
from
sir.
this clip.
How did you get the first listen that you opened about the person, what the person does? I kind of wrote,
Okay. I came here, up here. Let me go back. Let me come back. Up here, there's a place you see show details. If you click on show details, it will pop up like this. Is that what you were asking?
yes.
Okay. All right. So that's some amazing stuff. Now, apart from all these parts here, where you get to set up your profile. So I've talked about your profile picture, your background. I've talked about adding the necessary stuff here. Then the next thing I want to talk about is building your connections. Building your connections. It is wrong to have less than 500 connections on LinkedIn because at the first glance of somebody looking at your connections, if you don't have up to 500 plus connections, it feels like you are somebody that is new on LinkedIn, right? Now, that might be good for people that are trying to get entry-level jobs, but then if you are trying to get to connect with decision makers and people, when it comes to your LinkedIn channel, they don't need to have that feeling that this person, people judge a lot. I know what I'm saying, right? Building your connections is very, very important, right? How do you build your connections? Simple. Make a schedule that, okay, every single day, I am going to be trying to get 50 more connections, right? 50 more connections. And decide the kind of people you want to attract, the kind of industry you are looking for people in. Might not necessarily be the industry you are working in. It could be the industry that need your service, right? So you build your connections around that. So all you just have to do is come here, search for the kind of people, or if you know somebody that you know personally, build your connections. At all means, look, come search for people and all that, and make sure that you have minimum of 500 connections. It is very, very important, right? So that's another thing. Build your connections. Then the next thing I want to show you is LinkedIn for business. Now, if you look at this LinkedIn, all this area, all this part here, you see that it's normally, if you want to get jobs, yeah, you check for available jobs. So I'm going to be coming back to that. So if you want to get jobs, you come to available jobs, right? So this is how it looks like. Now, under jobs, you say, yes, are you hiring? Yes, I am hiring. I'm actually hiring. All right. Now, for those of us that are trying to get jobs, under this jobs area, if you are open to jobs, there's a whole lot you can actually get to see. Now, there are jobs. Now, those days when I opened LinkedIn, I optimized for a whole lot of stuff, right? WordPress designer, digital marketer, stuff like that. And they would always recommend the jobs that you can go for under these jobs, right? Now, there's so many things. I'm going to be talking about this later in another class, how to filter the jobs you are going to be searching for, right? There is actually a pattern you can use to search for jobs on LinkedIn that attracts the kind of people that can actually get, that you are a best fit for, right? That you can be a very good fit for. I'm going to talk about that. But then I just wanted to mention, yeah, under jobs, you can see a lot of jobs. Now, under this part, this messages part, you get a lot of messages, like different stuff. Now, there are people that you get messages related to the things that you're trying to do, right? Now, if you look at this messages part, if your LinkedIn is optimized, check it. Don't just ignore what happens there. Check it. From time to time, people send valuable messages there, and that is where you can make your valuable connections. It is very, very, very important. From this LinkedIn, I've got contracts. I've got speaking invitations that I've done a whole lot, right? It is very, very, very important. Then this part here is the notification and all that. Then here, under my network, this is where you get to see the people trying to reach out to you. Chioma already sent me an invitation. Amazing. Nice. So that's where you get to see. Okay. So that's where you get to see the different invitations that you have, right? You get to see different invitations. Now, if you come to for business, how many of us are still here? If you are still here, let me know you are still here. If you don't type, I know that you're...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you come to for business, there's a whole lot of other stuff for business, right? Number one, you can post a job. So if you are looking for somebody to employ, you can post a job from here, right? If you are looking to learn something, They have an area for that and all that. Then if you are looking for groups to join, there's an amazing place for that here. Now, there is a service marketplace. Many people don't know about this. There is a service marketplace, right? So our first assignment for today, log into your LinkedIn, correct all the things I noted, right? All the things I have noted so far, your profile picture, your connections, working on your connections, minimum of 50 per day, right? Your profile picture, your connections, your background, your the statement beneath it, your introduction, right? Your introduction, work on that, right? Work on that.
I just changed my introduction now. Please go through my. You have not spoken about my own.
Sorry, the connection doesn't mean people we had or people who had us.
People you add, you send it out to them and they would accept. So
I thought you are rated by them by if many people connect with you is better than you connecting with everybody.
no, it's not like it's not
It doesn't
Instagram.
work that way.
It's not Instagram.
Okay.
So connection is people that it's just like the normal friend request on Facebook, right?
Okay.
Now the thing about connection is that if you don't have enough connections, your LinkedIn is very, very blank, right? So you need to have minimum of 500 plus connections. Just at least it even helps your LinkedIn account to look normal, right? It's very, very important. So the next part is this part. So you can post a job and join groups and all that. Now, if you scroll
Hello,
down,
sir.
yeah,
Hello, sir.
yes.
How do we get the names? Is it our friends? We should check their names or what?
No, just come here.
Online now.
Just come here. The search. If I search for web designers, web developer, I click on this now, right? Under web developer, if I go to people, right? These are all peoples that are web developers. So if I want to connect with web developers, I'm just going to click on connect and send, connect and send. And I'm just going to send 50 in a day. Don't send more than 50, right? If I don't want to connect with web developers, now notice something. As I type web developer, ask yourself one question. What makes these people show up first? Do you know what makes them show up first? It is the keywords and the number of connections that they have. The keywords, the number of connections that they have, and the relationship that their connections have with my own connection. Are you getting me now? If you don't have any connections, you don't have this keyword set up, right? If people come here and search for this web developer, they can never find you. Are we together? All right. All right, so let's go. So we're talking about this part here now for business, right? Where you have all these other stuffs, right? Now, this is where you create a company page. So let's say you have your own company, and so this is where you create a company page. The company page on LinkedIn is different from the personal page, right? A company page is different from the personal page. So under business, you get to create your company page so your company too can be on LinkedIn, right? So you get to post jobs, you get to do a whole lot of different kind of stuffs, right? That's amazing. You can also get to advertise on LinkedIn, right? You can also get to use LinkedIn as an advertising tool, and their advertising is also very, very amazing. But I don't use it because Facebook has cheaper ads, right? Facebook, Instagram, the ads are far, far cheaper. You can see I used to have one ad that was running. In fact, they say it's active. Okay. All right. So that is that on LinkedIn. So I'm going to be showing us some other stuff inside of LinkedIn, right? I'm going to be showing us some other stuffs. How many of us are still here? What is the assignment? I want somebody to let me. What is the assignment?
We should rework our LinkedIn.
Okay.
Then we should add more connection.
Yes.
Those are the only two.
Yes. Work on your link. Edit. Work on your connections. Work on your connections. Are we together? All right.
Yes, yes, but I
There's
phone is
somebody who wants to say
unmuted.
something. Is that what?
That is the disturbing them.
Hey, I
The
can't hear.
person should mute himself.
Oh, okay. The person disturbing us should mute it himself. Okay. I'll mute the person now. I'll mute the person now. All right. All right. Okay, so it is amazing. There's a lot that can happen on this LinkedIn. Let me tell you, people, there is somebody that came to my office last week. He was telling me about he's into a business model called VAS, right? And he was telling me how he was introduced to that business by an Indian lady. And he met this Indian lady on LinkedIn. Now, you see, why LinkedIn is very, very special is because business owners also need business owners to connect with. And they also need good people that can make decisions for them. And everybody feels like these professional, good people that they are looking for, LinkedIn is one place that they are all gathered, right? So they want to be able to use LinkedIn the way they can to attract good quality people to see all the things that they can do. So that's the amazing reasons why you need to use this platform the right way, right? So you need to also work on your past jobs, put in there, make your LinkedIn speak a statement for you, right? It is very, 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 very important. Okay. So just before we go,
Hello, sir.
I want to, yes, go ahead.
Hello, sir. That's another for a beginner in leading. How do we get a job experience? Is there
As
any
a
way?
beginner,
Yes,
write
sir.
all the experience you have gotten. I'm not saying you should lie, don't lie, but write it in a sweet way. So if you say that, take for example, if you were a typist in your last place, you can say that you are a front desk, or you can write it in a nice way. I don't need to tell you. So everybody has an experience. Every single person has an experience. Somebody that was selling in his mother's shop before he got a job, that's an experience, right? If you have helped your brother sell markets before, that's an experience, right? So you just need to know the way to write it, right? So everybody has one form of experience or the other. And if you don't have any single experience at all, that's not a problem. right? Just talk about internship roles, talk about other stuff that you have done. All right. Deborah, you want to have a question? You want to ask a question?
I have a question.
Yes, Deborah, go ahead first.
Okay, thanks for today's teaching. It was really impactful. I learned a lot. Okay, so my question is this. Talking about experience, right? For example, now, like probably I graduated 2020 or thereabouts, and I used to be a teacher, and then I transitioned into tech product design. Now, how do I try to correlate my experience of the teaching to product design? Because it's like two different experience, like background. So like what I did on my pro, like I didn't even bother writing about the teaching experiences because I felt it wasn't really fusing into this tech journey and all of that. So I want to know, is there a way I can merge it, or is there no need for that? Because when you look at my profile, when you look at the year I graduated to the year I started impulsing my tech journey, there's a gap. I'm like, how do I get to fill the gap, or it's not necessary? So that's just my question.
I think that your profile is good, and you already have enough experiences on it. But then, if you wanted to include it, nobody is going to judge you. But if it's part of your story. So it's part of your story that you were teaching before you transition into web design and product design, right? So it's not, don't look at it that this person. It's even good when they see that pivot, like this person transitioned from that point. So I know that you might feel like it does not correlate, but then where there's a problem is if every single job you have done, you have been taking different positions. So in this company, you were front desk. In the next company, you were cleaner. In the next company, you were developer. Then you went back to the next company and you were driver. And that's where it's bad. But one transition to a different part is actually part of your story. Do you understand? Mr. Akin?
I know. Okay, I don't know. For me, like my past
Your
job
turn,
is
oh.
quite so.
It's not your turn, Mr. Akin.
All right. First of all, I wanted you to look at
Raise your
my
hand if you want to speak.
link.
Yeah, but I'll call you next. Raise your hand if you want to speak so that I know and I call you before you speak. All right, go ahead.
I said I wanted you to look at my LinkedIn profile and tell me what I need to correct there. You mentioned one thing that I didn't add there. I just added it. Then another thing again. I wanted to know. I don't know how to ask this question.
If it's a
First of
personal
all,
question, you can
please
reach out to
answer
me.
that first.
If it's a personal question, you can reach out to me. But if you can go ahead and ask it now.
Let me rephrase it before the one I've
Okay.
asked. Just if you can just handle that one first. Let me rephrase in my mind.
Okay, Mr. Akin, let's talk about your profile. Your profile is good, but it is choose a niche. Choose a niche, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, choose a niche. So you are a UX product designer, you are a data analyst, you're a brand designer, you're a social media manager. I don't think that would work for me, right? There are too many things you are trying. So you're just trying to shoot everywhere, right? In the whole. So choose a niche. That's number one, I would say. Number two, I would say is when you choose your niche should also speak, yeah. Then the next thing I would say is your connections. You have only 5 connections. Work on your connections, right? Work on your connections. Then when you choose that niche, let it also reflect in the about. Let it also reflect in the about. I like your about. It's nice. just from the glance of what I just glanced through, it looks very, very nice. But then once you choose that niche, let that about the things you have done in that process, let it also be written inside of the about. Then when we come down to your experiences, I think that they are not enough, right? They are actually not enough. So it makes, so just put enough. Why did you put full-time parenting? Is it a job?
Well, I saw it there as a career break, so I put it there as career break when I had career break. So I put in the experience because I learned some things during that time, and it helped me to get into to start thinking about education.
Okay. But if before the career break, there was nothing.
Before the career break, it was normal design, branding, and all that.
Add it.
Tech is kind of new, actually.
Add it before
Tech
the career.
started somewhere between.
Add it before the career break.
You said what?
Add it before the career break.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think that will work.
Okay.
Okay. So Mrs. Iyabo, please go ahead. You can unmute. Mrs. Iyabo, you can go ahead.
I don't even know what to say again.
Ah, sorry, you've forgotten.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
No, not that I've forgotten, because I've just muddled up everything on my 18. I don't even know whether to start all over again. You know, in my past experience, I've been in banking. I've worked in banking for over 20 years before I started doing my own thing.
Okay.
So since then, what I've been doing basically is doing my own business, selling jewelry. But then I want to go back to formal structure. That's why I'm doing all this I'm doing. Today, I would think I want to be a data entry expert, tomorrow customer service. You know, I keep jumping, digital marketer. So I'm just, I don't know, my profile is so messed up because I've not decided on which niche
What did you do
I want to focus on. I'm from banking and finance background. Customer service line.
Okay.
I've been in customer service line. You understand? So it's now that I'm beginning to see now that they're saying have a niche. I'm looking at, let me go to customer service that I know very well. But at the same time, I want to make money, digital, affiliate marketing and everything, you know. So I'm confused. So I don't even know how to do the profile again.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay, so what I would say is somebody like you,
Yeah.
one of the amazing things you can do is not really to optimize your LinkedIn for work, right? You can optimize not as somebody that is maybe searching for a job, but as a business owner or as somebody
Work. Okay.
as somebody that is trying to
Consulting.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you look at my own LinkedIn, my LinkedIn is not optimized. Let me show you.
Yes.
My LinkedIn is not optimized that I'm searching for work. If you look here, it will show you hiring, right? I am not searching for jobs, but so yes, like if you look at what I wrote here, my quote here is business growth superhero, right? So what I do is I help business owners get more customers online and all that kind of stuff. So you necessarily do not have to optimize for work.
Okay.
Right? You necessarily don't have, so but you just need people to know what you do. LinkedIn might not even be the major place. I'm still going to be teaching you a whole lot of other many amazing stuff that you can do. So LinkedIn might not be your major place, but at first glance, people just need to know what your LinkedIn is about. right? And
Okay.
plans. So just work on that. Now,
Okay.
there are
Thank
so
you.
many areas. You decide what you want to do. So if you want to
Yeah.
see people that have a lot of experience, one of the big advantage they have is that the things they have done in the past,
Yes.
they can teach other people how to do it. That alone is a big money-making industry for you, right?
Okay.
The work you have
Yes.
done for 20 years, there is somebody that is her dream job. If she gets it today, but there's something you can do for that person. You can help them avoid some mistakes that you made, right?
Okay.
You can help them get a better job than you had, and someone else,
Yes.
and many other stuff. Putting all this knowledge together, you can become a coach, a consultant, a course creator, and you can make a whole lot of money from that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So who's going next? Oluremi, you can unmute and ask your question. Sorry, I mistakenly muted you. Ask your question. Unmute. Oluremi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm with you.
Thank you very much for the answer. Good evening, everyone. My question is a bit similar to what has been asked before, but there's a little difference.
Okay.
About somebody that is multi-talented, having to pick a particular area, at least maybe you are trying to train in another area, but there are a lot of things you can do well. You talked earlier on about being able to have multiple LinkedIn accounts. Is it not possible to put different things you can do on different accounts, or all those accounts must they be based on the same job experience or whatever you are able to do well, so that one can be able to, we are on the move. There are things you already know how to do, and there are grounds that are yet to be conquered. At least one can start making money on the ones you are very, very good at, maybe as a starting point. How do you package those things in such a way that you can catch attention while maybe you want to do a data analysis, you want to be a web designer or whatever, you are not yet there. The ones you are able to do now that you know that people, a lot of things one can do, and it's a need.
Okay, feel free. Can you hear me? Your dog.
Sorry?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I didn't get you. What did you say? I can hear you now. What did you say?
Do you mind sharing some of the things you can do very well and some of the things to learn?
Okay. I have been teaching mathematics for like 23 years. I'm still there. I bake very well. I manage so many things. I haven't lost. I tried to write down. I was writing like 10 different things I do very well. Cooking,
Which of them have you made the most amount of money?
Sorry?
All the things you know how to do, which one give the highest amount of money?
My main job now, the teaching. The teaching, the cake too has given me, I made the cakes of hundreds of thousands before. I don't do it any longer, because I don't have time for it again.
All right. So I think that what we should you know what? I can have a one-on-one with you and tell you some of the things that. But the truth is, you don't need more than one, and you still don't need to put more than one thing at a time, right? So let's just have a one-on-one session. I'll tell you exactly what you can do. When you have time, call me, let me tell you what some of the things I appreciate. But the truth is, you don't need to do so many things. That's the truth. You just need, like, you don't need to do so many things. All right. So just book a session with me. Just send me a message. Let's have a one-on-one session, and we can talk about it, because the talk is long and I don't want to. Some people are already tired here. They want to.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
All right. All right. Okay, it's already 10 o'clock. But then, in our next session, we're going to be talking about freelancing, right? We're going to go into freelancing. So we're going to start from freelancing. When we are done with freelancing, we are going to go into remote jobs, right? Freelancing, remote jobs, then we're going to take it up like that. So in our next class, don't miss the next class. I'm going to
Hello,
be
sir.
showing you everything about how you can become a freelancer online, how to use platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, how to register your account, how to create your account, how to get clients from Upwork, how to use
Hello,
them,
sir.
right? So I'm going to be showing you how to do all that in the next class. Do not miss the next class. In fact, I'm thinking maybe that next class, there should be no recorded version, or the recorded version should be available only to those people that attend, because it is actually a practical stuff that I'm just going to be showing you step by step. And I really want you to follow every single step.
So I have a question.
Is that what?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
you say you have a question.
My question is, how can you talk about optimize? Yes, yes. You talk about optimizing the LinkedIn. How do we optimize it?
All the things I've said in this call is optimizing LinkedIn.
Hello, sir.
From everything I have said today is how to optimize your LinkedIn. Everything I've said today, from the picture to your connections to your about area, to everything I've said today on this call. Watch the replay. Everything I've said today is how to optimize your LinkedIn, right? Every single thing I've said. Right. So we're not done with LinkedIn. There are still one or two things I will show you guys in the next class before we move into freelancing, right? So, but go and work on what the few things we have discussed now. You know, remember before we came to this LinkedIn, we first discussed about Facebook, concluded our class on Facebook, right? So that way too, I'm going to show you some other stuffs inside of LinkedIn before we continue the next class on freelancing. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. If there's any questions, let me take them now, or let us close for today. Can you guys still hear me? Are you still with me? Hello, everyone. Are we still here?
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir.
Okay, go ahead, please, quickly.
There was a time where you typed in website design, and a website designer's name just came up. Well, how
Yeah.
did you do that?
No, I just came to search and I typed
Okay,
developer and I came to people.
okay, 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 okay.
All right. How many of us here have done LinkedIn tests before? You have taken a test on LinkedIn to help you attract recruiters more. Has anybody done that before? Okay. Okay, Yabo said I did on Excel. Did you pass? You did on Excel. Did you pass? Okay, okay, okay. Amazing. All right. So we're going to be looking at how to do that in the next class. And I'm going to show you some other stuffs that are possible with LinkedIn. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good night's rest. The video for this class is ready by tomorrow. All right. Good night, everyone.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Good night. We appreciate you to see the video tomorrow. Thank you.